Good evening and welcome back to PreciseAlgorithmTrading.com. It is Tuesday, July 18th, 2023, and let's start out with the regular markets. I was thinking about starting with the bullish percent indexes, but let's go the way we always do here. So the S&P 500 powered higher today again by 0.71%. The Dow was up by over 1%. The Russell was up by 1.27%. The Russell has relative strength here lately, and that is important. That's not lost on me. Even though we might get a pullback, or actually I'm expecting to get a pullback anytime, the fact that the Russell is holding up, we'll have to watch it. If it's holding up better than the others when we get the pullback, that'll be a big tell. And let's just make sure we watch for that while we go forward. So the Russell was up by 1.27%, and the Nasdaq was up by 0.76. These things are, they're extended higher, and that's fine with me. And except for when it rolls over, I just want people to be prepared. To be taking profits on the way up, put money in your pocket, add to your overall equity, and don't get caught holding the whole bag when you're at the top. I've done that plenty of times, and it's not fun. So also want to call out a couple things. So here we are back at the top of three ATRs. 1, 2, 3. The green lines here kind of acting as the mean of the price, and you can see, that's effectively where the price, that's where the mean is. And then 1, 2, 3 ATRs away, and when we've gotten 3 ATRs away before, we come back in. And you can see it twice on this chart, actually. You can see it here, back, and you can see it here. If we go back in time, these two didn't even get that high. So don't want to scare anybody, but that's what's kind of in the charts. This is intraday, and I haven't shown this, I don't believe. This is starting on the right hand side, we've got 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, and 4 hours. So if you break these time frames down, these are the ones you can actually scan for. It's arguable that you want to split the market if it's 6.5 hours into equal portions, but I don't think it makes any difference. And you can see on a 15-minute chart, this is extended way up. On a 30-minute chart, it's extended way up. On a 1 hour chart, same thing, and on a 4 hour chart, same thing. And so what we're going to really watch for is all these, I talk about it a lot, green, green, and green, to roll over into red. And you can see that we're getting dark blue bars on the true Momo indicator. So it doesn't mean it necessarily is over, but it is, that's what we're watching for. Here's the Dow. It is breaking through that zone just like we talked about, and that's actually pretty great. I mean, you can see over on all the way on the weekly chart on the left that is a clear breakout as of right now, unless it fails here and then comes back in, and then we'll just have to wait and see. But there's an awful lot of reason to be really positive in the Dow right now. This is the Russell chart, also breaking higher by a lot, and the Nasdaq just continues to just pound higher. So alright, then oil today went up by 2.07%. I actually saw I get emails from services that try to get you to buy their stuff for trading the markets, and I got one that's actually the guy is pretty good to follow, and he's like, this is not the place to buy oil. Well, that may be right. this may fail, but right now that's a pretty positive move in oil up. So it's good enough for me to have maybe not here to buy it, but back here when we got the signals is the place that we should buy it. IYT powered higher today, and I do have a position that's going to, if this thing does roll over like it did here on the 1 hour chart, if it rolls over again, it'll take advantage of that. If not, it's not the end of the world. In fact, I have a 1-to-1 or better risk reward ratio on it, and it's set that if I lose everything in it, it's not going to break the bank. It's a hard lesson to learn, but once you learn it, for me, it's not one that I've forgotten. And I think that's enough. Well, let's look at TLT for fun. It doesn't look like anything I want to participate in yet. Or again, I should say. Although it's setting up like it could be. I think I've mentioned this before. The potential inverse head and shoulders, kind of like the Dow looked on the weekly chart over here. So, and then let's go over to stockcharts.com. Flip up, just flip through these real quick. The Dow didn't move. The NYA up by 2.01%. Looking pretty positive. Transports still at 100, didn't move. It obviously the price of the actual IYT can keep going higher, and the price of the individual stocks can keep going higher. But as far as bullish percent indexes go, it can't get over 100%. 100% of the stocks in the transportation average are on a point and figure buy signal, which means as soon as they start to roll over, it should cascade. The NASDAQ up by 1.86% today. The SPX down by 0.77%. The OEX didn't move. And the NDX didn't move. So I know this seems like it could be boring, and if you guys follow this every night, it's it's just discipline. That's all it really boils down to. And then finally, our automated trading systems didn't really do much today. I think this had a couple of little trades that turned out to be up and down. But in the long term, this is the Dow, by the way. It's just fine. It's just this is a heck of a pullback. I am considering shifting up the strategy a little bit, and it's interesting. I've run another whole strategy that is based on a whole different set of parameters, and its equity curve looks really similar to this. So it really comes down to how many times it trades, and can I get it to trade fewer times to pay less commissions to basically get this continual eventual uptrend. And the Russell didn't trade today. This is really yesterday's price action, and that's what it looked like yesterday too. And then the NASDAQ had one trade today, and it was negative for us. But in the long term, long scheme of things, all we need to do is get that to come back. So that pullback is just a pullback. It's just a little bit bigger than this one, if I can get it to draw for me, than that one. And with that, I'll leave you guys for the night. Take care, good trading, and have a great evening.